It is I, Uzak Zepskal, biggest Big Mac yous ever did see. Hi, hello everybody, I am back, the Humie, once again, bringing you the Rogue GIT. So let me just make sure that the audio is passing through. Yes, everybody can hear me. Still, we will continue since last time, which, by the way, last time in the Rogue GIT, Barnabas Rufus Escanorbia the Fourth, Von Valencius, Rogue Trader. He just managed to successfully lead an entire force of both Astartes, Admech, and Imperial troopers, and some inquisitorial ones, to siege a planet that was being withheld from the Imperium by traitorous dregs of the word-bearers faction of Chaos Space Marines, which we resoundingly succeeded, and in the process managed to ruin completely a Defiler, Hellbrute, and a Lord of Change, because we are the best. And now we'll proceed to go back to our ship and see what happens. Oh right, we also found some saucy information about our dear Lord Inquisitor, which one of us might have problems with that because no one deals with Xenos while he is around. Dealing with foul Xenos? How dare he! Did I level up last time? I think I did. Usually when I level up and I finish the stream, I just level up off screen because it takes a while. Thought about, oh shit. Olfar, are you naked? Shall we meet again, Wolfar Thunderlong? Thorvald gives Ulfar a stern nod, then turns his steely gaze on you. Live long, Rogue Trader. Business as far as to your liquor. Hellbrand. The traces of Hellbrand's encounter with Ulfar rock-hard forehead are still fresh on his face. The young wolf rests his hand on his axe. Greetings, brothers. What brings you here? Ulfar's returns Thorvald's look with an equally fierce glare. For some reason, he has forgone his magnificent armor today and stands on the bridge clad in little more than the physical perfection inherited to an angel of the Emperor. Okay, let's see. My comrade's friend, Fenris Yoda. Oh, that's fun. I thought about I shall to what do I owe this pleasure? Do you Barnabas will go for this one. Live long, comrades! Fenris Yoda! Fenris Yoda! We thank you! We thank you for your hospitality and kind words, brave Hurskal! Thorvald's face breaks into a wide grin. I love Space Wolves. His affected severity vanishing from his face. He rumbles solemnly. Brother Ulfar, you swore that you would stand for the honor of your pack, the Faithful Fowl. Did you descend to Ifriti stew with your brothers? Did you fight? That fooled my boot did threat. In fallen halls, my victory cried in word. The day the Allfather asked for a reckoning of my deeds, I will not ashamed to tell of the siege of Euphrates. Who will bear witness to the truth of the false words. I will bear witness. We know you, Barnabas Rufus Canary to the Firth. We have seen you in battle. We believe you. Hey, again he's stressed. Show us the scars, Brother Wulfar, that we may see the mark of your deeds in the flesh. Oh, that's why he's naked. I did not acquire my scars to show them off, Brother Thorwald. Show the scars, brothers! Show the scars! Thorwald's skies is echoed by the other wolves, who bloody hell, these pistols actually share a lot of my real philosophy. Who bang their fists in their armor, in time with the words. The ship begins to vibrate. Yeah! Okay, look, listen to Ulfar, then the chorus. Respect your brother's honor. Is a servant of the All-Father, not a braggart. Barnabas will observe his friend. Success. Ulfar's decision to appear at his meeting without his armor suddenly makes sense. While watching a ritual, an Ulfar's show of modesty is merely a part of the performance. Aha! In that case, show the scars! Show the scars! Show the scars! Ulfar turns with ostentatious reluctance to let the light fall on his flesh. Marks he received on Euphrates' stool. You had no idea he had suffered such deep and grievous... He was down once. What do you mean? The crowd erupts in roars of approval. Thorwald raises his voice to shout over his brothers. Did you take a glorious trophy in battle? Wait a bit orc there. Battle as a token of your valor? Ulfar removes the horn he wrenched from the Hellbrute from his belt, and you notice that it is already carved with Fenrisian runes. The wolf proudly shows the trophy. Oh god. Damn you, basic human function. Trophy in his comrades, causing another explosion of cheers. Ooh. Wait. First, proudly thunders the baleful Val. Praise the All-Father for sending us such formidable and valiant brothers. Thorwald makes a gesture, and Halbrand removes a magnificent axe from his belt, presenting it to Ulfar with a deferential bow. Accept from the Stonebiters this gift of honor. Our battle that was fought shoulder to shoulder. Grin of the Iron Wolf. Ooh. That's pretty good stats. That's it, we're all best friends now. So now, will you tell Ulfar where to look for his brothers? Sorry, give us a look at your new axe. Ulfar, I see you have completed your trophy. Ulfar, give us a look of your new axe! Thorwald grins with pride as he looks upon the magnificent weapon. It is pretty nice. Our rune priests quenched it in the blood of this despicable word bearers who fell on Euphrates' stool. The blade is enameled with bone meal from the tooth of a Fenrisian kraken, and inscribed on it are the names of all the brothers on the Vilfulval's pack. I should have got some water. Ooh, Olympian success. You know the name inscribed on the Fenrisian weapon can mean different things, whether glorification of past heroes or commemoration of the fallen. Ulfar runs his fingers over the symbols, lingering first on one name, and then another. You are no expert on Fenrisian runes, but you can make out these. Harnolf, and Skadi. Thank you for this gift, worthy of the Varangier Ironhide. Ulfar tests the weight of his new weapon, and his face bears that satisfied expression seen only on the faces of two warriors who have found the perfect weapon for their hand. Ulfar, I see you have decorated your trophy from Euphrates too. With something of a flourish, Ulfar shows you an angular yet graceful script of runes that wind around and around the gleaming horn. When I return to Fenris, I will drink mead from these vials, singing the saga of my march into the Corona's expanse. So that's it. We're all best friends now. Of course, Rogue Trader. Ulfar is our glorious brother, and any one of us would gladly die for him. Do not seek to understand wolves. Only one born on Fendrings can understand the nature of our friendship and our enmity. And the Stonebiters are my brothers. It has been an honor to hunt with you all. Thorvald, now certainly you will tell Ulfar where to look for his brothers. The wolf hands you a data slate. The coordinates displayed on it. I get another one. Bloody hell. Monsters distance from the inhabited worlds of the expanse. I will not stand in Ulfar's way if he chooses to go searching, but, brother, you have proven the glory of your pack. It is not time to serve the worm's thread. Which respect, I once again extend my offer to join the Stonebiters. The pack's plasteel marks are resting in Thorvald's outstretched hand. Forgive me, brother, but I must decline your offer, for my heart fills with joy at the thought of fighting alongside you. Ulfar draws a knife adorned with scarlet runes and slices his palm. I, Ulfar Stormbiter, swear before the Black Mane and by the blood of Fenris that I will not cease to seek my pack until my own eyes behold them, alive or dead. I understand, brother. Thorvald sings with regret. May Blackmane run beside your path. Fortify yourself. Stoke your edge. I see that your heart is darker than the waters of the World Sea. So I ask you, take care that you do not join those whom we must not speak. Of whom do you not speak? Albrat clears his throat and opens his mouth to reply, but he catches the sharp glances of Ulfar and Thorvald and swiftly changes his mind. You do not need to that knowledge at Vatera. There are paths in the forest that only wolves out the thread. So what now? Well, we should probably return toward Rekai. You sense a question mark at the end of Thorvald's statement. Ulfar's face becomes serious and he gives you a significant look. Ah, that's nice. For hate, while funny traditions, you see to the arrangements. I can hardly let the glorious wolves of Fenris live without first treating them to a fine feast. The wolves burst into shouts of approval, and someone with a gravely voice starts singing a merry song. No doubt one about massacres and glorious deaths on the battlefield. Fenris Yolda! I love these guys. The kitchen servants here are certainly no match for those serving in the great hall of Fenris, but the masters of this record are not lacking in hospitality and generosity. A small group of space wolves is enough to fill your entire magnificent ship with clamor, shouts, and other portents of the coming feast. A formidable feast in which eating, drinking, and singing will be done the way wolves do all things, to their last gasp. Let's fucking go. Now that is how you celebrate. Okay, let's check this here weapon for our good old friend Vulfar. There's better penetration and damage is the same. Few other abilities and also causes bleeding. Yeah, axe. Nice. Alright. Finally, I can give you this. Yeah, melee weapons is interesting. Ah, there you go. Finally, I give it enough strength to carry those. Actually, that's not the case. She does not completely debuff the hell. Okay, where do I... Major. Lord Inquisitor... Okay, we have to meet Calcazar. Talk to Abelard. Try that again. Windows will answer return must go to Dragonus in order to access situation cap. Okay, we'll go to Dragonus as well. The foray during the assault on 52 was fruitful. A capture heretic mentioned the name Salis Prime during interrogation. Information extracted from the cultists is sure to help Argenta find a way back to the planet. One of Captain when it happens. Okay, I need to wait for Argenta. Ox must share latest news from the expanse in particular. High factotum. Ah! Okay, I need to talk to the factotum as well. Where are you? Allard. Talk to you first. That's not what I meant.
Lord Captain.
Nope. Nothing else.
Lord.
Okay, where's Zanrock? Ah, there he is. You'll tell me the news! I guess I could go do some supplying. Let's see. Probably you. We have. Ooh. Ooh, I like that armor. Okay, I'm gonna give you this, all the stuff I have. Okay, let's see. Because these ones are not that relevant, but enough to level me up. And I get to buy the stuff. Sanctic powers. Oh, that's a psychic stat. Yes, I can sell. New power up. Nice. I am happy. Alright, calm down. You also want stuff I like. Where are you? You have the least stuff I like. And you... Also what? That's okay, element. Why? Yeah. Let's see. Oh shit. Sure. Yeah. that'll do. Wow. Look at all these levels. Okay, I get it. He doesn't care about the other things. So we're missing 2 more levels here. You're missing a few more, but hey, I got a lot of stuff for that. These are always useful. Vivisector Visor. Aware a single attack on an opening deal. Opening? Okay. Opening deal, an additional maximum. Whereas that shot on an opening. I think I want this. That's gonna be good for Pascal. Elder Flow. The children of his. It's another artifact. I'm gonna sell it. Big Hammer. Thunder Hammer. Hit against stun or prone target, critical damage. Ooh, okay, that's very good. What are you then? The wearer always out dodges the first hit from each attack on the battlefield. That's pretty nice. Okay, now. Oh, right, they have a lot of stuff I need to do. Right. Okay, I'm gonna upgrade my dudes before doing anything else. These things also stuff. Are you the one that likes artifacts? Both like. Okay, let me actually see what the heck you guys have. Old pistol is nice. Ducati armor is just a bunch of rubbish. I think he has more stuff I don't want. See, what's your levels? 7 is the max. You. Let me see. 32 is the max. Max. Words. Yeah, red stuff. My sword. More for psychers than anything else. I need to make a decision. Yeah, sure. Fine, you get the stuff. One. What I don't like and what I don't use, I will sell. In the first round of combat, the wearer gains a number of additional attacks equal to their psych rating. Shamefully, I have no psychers. Ooh, Navigator Staff. Shoes. Been needing one for a while. Also, both pistols are. Ooh. Stalking Boots. If the wearer has melee weapons equipped in both hands, their slash ability makes an additional melee attack against a secondary weapon. Nice. Drugs. Abyssal Conduits. Every second use of a. Don't have psychers. There's a Dense Macabre. The assassin dashes. Do I have assassins? In a straight line for up to. Okay, it's extra damage for assassins, which I lost mine. Forget about this, and forget about this. Forget about this. And some grenades in case. In case of rainy day. Let's put it like that. And we are done. New stock? Nope. Okay. Okay, let's equip our fellows. Less damage, so no. My shotgun does more. Is that a Sartis exclusive? It is. Much better than yours, so yeah. Alright. Get me to drag. Ah, that one is better. The Flamer is indeed better. Alright. Armor. I bought armor. I bought armor for you. It has more strength. That makes me more powerful. Oh, me like. Very regal and ecclesiarchical. So I can give Abelard this one. I kinda like the fact that this one looks all puffy and gold and stuff. Oh, but it does fit his style. It definitely fits his style, I gotta say. Bit weird, but still. Also, there's a very good contrast to his shin of iron. Ah, Stormbolt. Since when? Says not as good. So I will say no. Okay, Cassia, you have new staff. What is best? Give me willpower and perception. The first use of an attacking the navigator power per turn does not set the power on cooldown. Okay. Infusion. Ally targeted by the navigator's powers gain a +10 bonus to all their characteristics. That's pretty neat. First attack navigator's power each turn costs -1 AP. Wait, attack? Ah, okay. First use of the attacking navigator power per use does not set the power on cooldown. Okay, so that's the same thing. Ah. So pretty much just losing the +10 from the other bonuses, and she becomes better. Could also say, screw the thing, let's give both stuff, because she now has powers. Why not both? If you get to have both, why not get both? Plus all our skills are going to be useful. Okay, Mr. Pascal. Yes, Omniscient Axe. As it should be. In weapons, I think you have the best that you can have. Yes, this is correct. Voila, let's check your stuff. Melee weapons. Okay. 7. Yeah, that's what is better than anything else you might have. 45 max. Let's see. Sniper rifles. Yeah, that's the best sniper rifle I have here. Which is funny because he is a melee guy. But I give a sniper rifle just because. Let's see. I'm gonna give you anything else. I should give this armor to someone else as well. Not sure why they didn't. Fellowship. Ah. You don't have any armor proficiency. I'm pretty sure Pascal has heavy armor proficiency. It wouldn't be a bad idea to give him that proficiency. Oh well. Suppose I have to take care of that. Also, Argenta. It made sense for you to have it. I could give her this rate, even though she's not as good as melee as the other ones. Ah, oh well. I need to sell this stuff. And I will. Because I think I'm done using these things. That's for psychers. It's psychic power. Yada yada. Yeah, I think I got everything. So. Gotta go. I wonder if I can. No. It is the same one, so it's no problem. We'll have to be able to do this in mass. But oh well. It is what it is. Wait. That's why. That's the shenanigans that happen. Yet. Cargo, yeah. Wait. Okay. Dogmatic Zealot. I wanna kill keep you, just in case I give heavy armor to those two. The Imperium tests, it's the Fellowship, it's Macabre. Yeah. Medicaid, wing stuff, awareness, plasma shot. Persuasion. Looking for any day. The ones I can't use, I'll definitely just get rid of them. Alpha is the one I want. Psi rating makes no sense for me. Take a staff, I have one. I can take this one out. I'll keep the rest. I am good. Okay, where are you? I want to sell my shit more. That's not the one. Yes. Let's see, because you are the... Yes, you. Is you? Let me have a look. Bolton, Mechanicum robe. Funny armor. Now I have a few things to give you too. And one more level, which is not enough to get to the thing, but still, it's closer than before. Okay, enough shopping. Let's go talk to an Inquisitor. Also need to go to Dragonos. Need to remember to go to Dragonos. Oh, okay. Argenta does not try to hide her excitement. Rock Trader! At last, we can speak. The victory on Ifritis too was invaluable. In and of itself. But what great fruit it bore. I now know the way to Salis Prime, the planet where a great relic of the Imperium lies hidden. Excellent! We'll set course for Salis Prime as soon as we can. My gratitude is yours, Rogue Trader. Aha! We have another objective. Good. Also, where's my protectorates? Colony magic. Can I... No, not this one. Ah! Nice. Not upgrade this one. Not upgrade this one. Not upgrade this one. Not this one. Castle Dragonos. You don't you want to go here, can you? Could have sworn it. Very, very suspicious. I rub my shin in both confusion in not getting what's going on. Okay. Now where was my Ooh. How do I get to? Visit Dragonos, I will do that. Red Tower, which is that? Aha, it's over there. We are over here. So yes, we're gonna go zoop. We are good. Oh wait, this is new. Oh shit, my bad. Okay, time to pull up the good old voice changer. I hope it was this one I gave Pascal.
My data lost sick vessel and met flagship headquarters. Unless confirmed location of
Pascal, why are you being summoned to that ship? Chart the course of the transmission coordinates. I'm sorry, Pascal. The expanse is ablaze. There is no time to look for missing mentors. Well, I trust you, Pascal. Chart the course to the transmission coordinates.
I am coming, Mentor.
This thing that happens, or mission? System speculo. Speculo. Where is speculo? We're supposed to see a thing next to the. Okay, let me. System speculo. Okay. Charnak, Septum, Prince, Proception, Arcos Archides, Proficius. Speculo, it's over here. Is that thing ever always there, or am I getting brain damage? Aha, I see. There's the rot is over there. Okay. Purified by fire, faith and prayer. Purified by fire. Hell yeah. Yoink. Yeah, Dragonus. We'll go there. We'll go kick some ass. Some demons are gonna get purged with bullets and fire. Just like the Gold Emperor intended to be done so. Oh, I'm covering shit, my bad. Okay, I need to test out my new toy, so let's go play, shall we? Ghostess of Nurgle, I knew I smelled something foul. I've come to kick your ass. No survivors. No people remains. I'm gonna put Alar behind Wolfar. Because I think Wolfar goes first. Let's see. How to kick the ass of the. Let's go get him. First things first. Blast thy weapon, curse thy foe. Like that. Now, time to give them some pay. I'll do with this guy first. Goodbye. Night, night. No demons yet.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Yes. The Lost Lane will be there. The Hercule Lane's gonna be there. I suppose I can do this as well. Make him die faster. It's funny. Here goes Wolfar. Ready to crush some bones. Squish.
On the hunt.
literal squish. Woo. Let's try out that axe. The bolter is also very good. Is it too big to pass through there? Is that the thing? That's a shame. I can shoot him though. Okay, I'm good.
Out of my way.
Oh, there's people in the back. Magenta, it could break the firing line. I'll just do this.
Doubt is for the weak.
Hey, throw some grenades. Maybe it's a furious recital. Let's position you.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the
For now,
fire in my
you're good.
heart.
Let them come to us. Aha!
I am not doomed.
Go ahead. Try. Disappointing.
Injured. I'm enraged.
Throwing filth, are we? You'll suffer for it. Here comes Barnabas with a steel share.
Not my specialty.
Oh, believe me, it is.
Not a problem for me.
Right, Barnabas is in the front line. Also, Ka-Chunk Chunk.
Suits my purposes.
Hey, look, a demon. Boom. Oh, I'll go bulwark. Go ahead, try me, baby.
I'll live another day.
All right, should have put my gun
Don't
away.
frighten me.
Now, here's the thing.
I have read
Push yourself, Lord Captain. And now, here we go.
I am a navigator, not a
A little
servitor.
bit of this, a little bit of that,
If
a
I
little
may.
bit of this, a little bit of that. And now, have a turn. Oh boy, my favorite unadulterated rage.
Already done.
Squish.
What's your biggest mistake?
And now I get to have a whole turn just for myself. Life is good. Oh, so very good.
Suits my purposes.
Just try and hit me.
Nothing of value has been lost.
I've got mine. Double squish.
Flawless. Curse you, miscreant.
Oh, you're still alive. Don't worry, I'll fix that.
Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
Don't you just love power? Also, 0 damage, 0 damage, all the time, 0 damage. And now I come back here. You went inside the area, went around, killed everybody, and then went back in. I love this stuff. Oh, by the way, go again.
I'll paint your death in colors.
Time to kick some ass. I guess I can finish this like this.
Nothing I can't do.
Click. And skadoosh.
Too
Lord Captain, just by himself, took care of everything. Why? Because he's himself, that's why. I'll take the loot to sell. Don't you worry. Nothing will be wasted. Everything serves a purpose. Okay, I go home now. Well, I'm still at home. It's my ship. You said Nerduens in it. I missed some. Oh. Sure. Yes. Okay, now we are not gonna be interrupted again. Over here. In. Okay, Dragonos, what the fuck is going on? Who is killing who? Who wants the power? And how can I punch them in the face? Actually, I need to go. Oh, aha! Aha! It is something I need to do. The plan is planning. And I should know where I am. 4 dimensions. Interesting. What say you, Lion H. Johnson? What? I'm just spouting nonsense. It's funny. Okay, what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, please stand aside. No need to crowd around. Governor Driveston will take care of everything. Really now? This is ridiculous. Such a thing happening right in the Rogue Trader's Palace. Disgruntled nobles leaving noises. Okay, I've arrived. What's the matter? You are confronted by the sight of dead bodies at the entrance of the palace. The corpses have been hauled into a pile. Some are dressed in the uniforms of palace wardens, while others apologies. While others are arrayed in the clothing typical of the Dragonus nobility. Upon seeing you, the young enforcer stands at attention and swallows noisily. His voice trembles as he says, Your Lordship, we are honored by your presence. What is this mess? You see, Your Lordship, those people wanted to attack. The warden clears his throat. Second Lieutenant of the Palace Guard, Helen White, reporting. Shortly before you arrived, we averted an assassination attempt on the Rogue Trader. The palace soldiers detected intruders and engaged them in combat. I look at the bodies. Ooh, Pascal speaking. Time to get. Yes.
Observation. There are rare functioning servitor specimens present among the expired units. Such specimens are traditionally bestowed upon the noble houses that are most loyal to the sacred fellowship of Adeptus Mechanicus.
The augmetics of the deceased do differ from the implants ordinary people wear. Their intricate construction makes it clear that the deceased were not ordinary humans. How about frowns? As far as I know, Al's Gaprak has received such servitors from the Crimson Priesthood as gifts in the past, although this is my first time seeing one myself. Where is the governor? Not here to greet the Rogue Trader. Why is the governor not here to greet the Rogue Trader? I do not know, Your Lordship. Perhaps he is. The guard throws a fearful gaze at Abelard. You can probably find him in the throne room, where the governor intends to put House We're setting on trial. Where is the court, Chancellor? Clementia Warsarian? I think she's with the rest of House Warsarian, detained in the throne room. That is, Governor Drivesturm has gathered all of Dragona's nobility there to pronounce a guilty verdict against House Warsarian. Over my dead body! I must take my leave. I will take none of this bullshit. Awareness!
Never doubt me.
There was a crumbled up letter in the inside pocket of the assailant's blood-soaked jacket. Do I get to use it?
None shall stand in my way.
Hey, I noticed something. Because it's designed to spread the glorious splendor of the mighty Lord. Spread the... okay, nice. Into the palace. I will have answers, or else the consequences will be most dire.
I can see the agitation and fear of the servants beside me. But you, how do you manage to drown out their colors with mere words? Their dark hues dissolve immediately, and humility sets in.
I have always desired only respect, not fear. It is good to know that my efforts have not been in vain. Thank you for telling me.
Interesting conversation.
Victory awaits.
All the way. Let me through. I have an appointment with Chancellor Clementia Warsarian. My apologies, my lord, but you cannot go any further. Governor Drivesturm's orders. This is ridiculous. I shall complain. Move over. Let his lordship the rogue trader through. I humbly beg your pardon, your lordship. Your lordship, please, this way. Governor Hurben Drivesturm. Your lordship. What's his name? Hey. Your lordship, 'tis an honor. Governor Hurben Drivesturm seems to materialize out of thin air so suddenly does he emerge from the crowd. I regret that such unfortunate circumstances have occasioned the rogue trader's visit to the capital. Clementia Warsarian. Clementia tries to take a step forward towards you, but the warden nearly stops her. Her face is veiled with fear and weariness. Your lordship, you are here. Please, you must hear us out. Wait. I'm covering shut again because the brain is bad. The rogue trader is undoubtedly here to listen to the testimony of each and every one of us and to punish the traitors. The governor's words directed at Clementia are harsh. They are echoed by the scornful sneer and whispers of assembled nobles. We have known each other for many decades now, and we have had our fair share of disagreements. But do you really think my flesh and blood will trample upon the very definition of honor and loyalty? Abelard's voice is quivering with rage. The governor sweeps his gaze over Abelard, then replies, a faint shadow of a doubt in his voice. We have evidence implicating them, Abelard. I am sure that his lordship will arrive at a fair ruling. I will see to this personally and thoroughly. Not one piece of information will be left out. help make myself clear. The shots against the Australia, what happens to Dragonos in his absence? Where are dead bodies and so on? We've seen my uncle's there. Speak the heads of houses first and accusation. Was alone not enough to make me doubt the loyalty. Sabotaging logistics, riots, conspiracy, case Pierce films not have time to deal with the rest, except the findings. No. What are the charges against House Orsarian? Disruption of logistical lines, bribery of Adeptus Administratum officials, document forgery, an organization of heretical insurrections. On top of the violently devastating economic impact this has had on your protectorate, these criminal acts have impeded the delivery of the imperial tithe, which in turn has drawn the Administratum's attention. An esteemed member of the Adeptus Arbites is expected to arrive on Dragonus shortly, and before they do, we are obligated to identify and punish those responsible. Clementia, I wish to hear your account. Your Lordship, House Orsarian denies all charges laid against it. Clementia glances at the governor with defiance. These last few months have indeed been trying for Dragonus, but we have done our best to remedy the situation. My family's every effort was focused on stabilizing the capital's logistics and economy. So much so that we failed to notice the web of intrigue unfolding behind our backs. What happened on Dragonus in my absence? When we caught wind of the rumors of your disappearance, we patiently awaited news of your return. But then Dragonus was struck by a series of terrible events. The first was the sabotage of logistics that hampered shipments. Then mass unrest spread across the entire planet, and the minor noble houses began squabbling among themselves, trying to pin the blame on their rivals. We took great pains to calm them down and manage to quash the revolt, though not without some outside help, unfortunately. These events have also been overshadowed by the, I'm ashamed to even say it aloud in front of you, Your Lordship, the rumors circulating among the higher houses. The governor stammers, then takes a deep breath. Some were calling for Theodorus through heir to be installed as head of your house. Kunrad Voistveer, well, he's dead. Not all of your subjects have forgotten his past efforts for the benefit of the Trade Protectorate. Drivestem stopped stalking, watching you with a tense expression. When the investigation was launched, the evidence led us to Orsarians. And why are there dead bodies at the entrance of my palace? Your Lordship, I humbly beg your pardon. Drivestem bows once again, trying to placate you. You see, right before your arrival, the palace guard discovered the plot to assassinate you. They can surely try. Fortunately, the malefactors were disposed of before they could cause you any harm. Drivestem, you aren't accusing one of Dragonus' leading noble houses of treason without airtight evidence, are you? Of course I have evidence, Your Lordship. The investigation has established that members of the Orsarian family, which is responsible for both Dragonus' fleet and its logistics, used their contacts and influence to forge a host of documents in order to undermine the planet's supply routes and economy, thus fomenting unrest among the inhabitants. Allow me to introduce My son, Cornelius. The governor points at the lanky young man standing beside him. Oh no! Oh! Ah. Bloody hell. He bows curtly, but avoids meeting your eyes. Cornelius holds a prestigious position at the Administrator's Palace, and it is thanks to him that we managed to identify and trace the entire chain of force documents. Investigation led us to the, perpetrators, who admitted to acting on the orders of members of House Versarion. It was they who were intent on spreading the idea of restoring the title of Rogue Trader to the true heir. This young man is shrouded in a mist of grey and blue, sickly shadows of fear and fluttering around him as he speaks so quietly that only you can hear her. I remind you that House Versarion has hardly covered itself in glory in the past. It allowed Xenos to attack the planet. Governor Drivestream throws a quick, arrogant glance at the red-faced Clementia. Do you support the... Speak to the head of the House's President. Do you support the governor's accusations? The aristocrats in attendance exchange glances, the noble lords averting their gazes, and the noble ladies hiding behind the fans. No one is willing to be the first to answer. Macarius Sourback. I don't remember you. Oh, over his many years of service, Governor Drivestream earned Theodora's trust. Yet she was sus. And he holds his high office for a reason. Sourback's tone is stern and imperious. On behalf of our Sourbacks, I support his accusation. Toriana Gaprak. Your Lordship, Governor Drivestream has always faithfully served the rogue traders of House Van Valencius and concerned himself with the future of your trade dynasty. And so House Gabrak thinks its charges against House Versarion to be sound. The augmetics hide Toriana's emotion, but her voice sounds slightly timorous. Words. Clementia Versarion, I humbly ask you to allow me to speak in defense of my family's honor. The evidence provided by the governor is utterly false. I cannot refute it, but I can say with confidence that no one from my family has ever tried to forge documents in the Adeptus Administratum, let alone undermine the economy of your capital. Your words alone are not enough to make me doubt the loyalty of House Versarion. As the rogue trader, are you to release them? Oh. Okay, this is a definite option. Okay, this is the say, so I don't care. Guilty. Sometimes logistics, rights, conspiracy, case appears to be flimsy. I will learn. Sabotaging logistics, riots, conspiracy. The case appears to be flimsy. I wish to learn more before I make my final decision. As you wish, your lordship. The governor inclines his head in a stiff bow. Speak to me when you are ready to announce your verdict. Thank you for your willingness to help, Lord Captain. I am certain that all the charges... Oh no, oh no. Have you basic human function? Are false, and I would be grateful for you to help in exposing them as such. I think you should speak to everyone present, the noble lords and ladies. Are they in a precise, neat manner so I can find them easily? I suppose I can just follow these things.
I won't tolerate weakness.
I have two dudes here, Drivestream and someone else. the father and son. Governor Driveson is surrounded by his retinue, who are all dressed in expensive gowns and finery. The matching color scheme of their outfits. Bloody hell. Outfits and the striking physical resemblance among them suggests that they all come from one family. Your Lordship, thank you for giving this case your undivided attention. The governor bows, and the rest hasten to follow suit. I wish to hear your reasoning again. What makes you think the Warsarians are behind the plot against me? As soon as the logistical and economic problems gave rise to the initial rumors, we tried to find the person responsible for spreading the calls for Voidsphere.'s return. Investigation showed that some of the documents inside the Adeptus Administratum were forgeries. We can thank my son Cornelius for such astute observation. Your Lordship, the slender young man bows to you awkwardly and nervously licks his dry lips. I assure you that my humble person is undeserving of your attention. Cornelius holds a prestigious position at the Administratum's palace, and it was he who discovered the errors. Errors leading to the disrupted logistics. It is also thanks to him that we found the perpetrators of the forgeries who admitted to acting on the orders of House Versarion. What do you make of this letter I found in one of the assailants? Governor Driveson's peers closely at the blood-stained paper. It looks like another piece of evidence incriminating House Versarion. Perhaps they truly did intend to kill you, or at least cause a stir to help them escape custody during the confusion that followed. Oh. All of the assailants were high-functioning servitors. Such servitors are only employed by families close to the Adeptus Mechanicus. High-functioning servitors? Driveston ponders this, rubbing his chin with his thumb. Such servitors are indeed rare, and the Gapraks do have them in their service. But this could have been done intentionally, with an eye to confusing you. Anyone with a desire and sufficient funds can hire them. Tell me more about your son, Driveston. Thank you for your interest, your lordship. I am not worthy of it. The governor's son bows and stands still as he nervously stares down at the floor. Son, show due respect. Forgive, your lordship. This is the first time he has had the honor of attracting the attention of the rogue trader. Tell me about your job, Cornelius. What do you do? I manage the documents. I manage the documents and records related to the economy of Dragonus. You probably know how scrupulous the workers of the Adeptus Administratum are. I am afraid that a more detailed explanation of my duties would mirror the administrative process of the Administratum. Too long and overly detailed. Cornelius tries to look you in the eye, but it is clearly hard for him to do. How did you manage to find the forged documents in the bureaucratic hell that is the Administratum? When compiling reports on the last cycle's supply chain, I noticed inaccuracies and discrepancies in the figures. with the help of the other clerks. Oh, today's a mess. Wowza. Managed to find several other documents. Cornelius stammers and swallows noisily. Comprehensive data analyzing and shown that the discrepancies were caused by intentional tampering with the data, thus leading to some logistical problems that were practically unsolvable. Father and I have managed. Wait. Is he still the kid speaking? Because he's saying father, but the name is of the dude. Father and I have managed to. Father and I managed to single out the administratum clerks responsible for tampering with the data. Following a heated interrogation, they confessed that they were following the orders of someone from a house Versarian. Everything was supposed to look as though they were the ones suffering losses from the logistical and economic problems. But does Howard Sarian have access to the Adeptus Administratum? There is no conceivable way they could do all of this in a place where they do not hold any power. Before replying, the governor's son nervously adjusts his expensive frock coat. I think the right amount of money can open any doors. Cornelius, what is the true reason for your nervousness? The young man's pupils suddenly dilate. He stands at attention and replies to you in one breath. This is the first time I have spoken face to face with the rogue trader. I am afraid of saying something wrong or forgetting something important. The governor closely watches his son. His tone changes, now sounding strict and curt. Do you wish to tell the Lord Captain anything else? Coercion. Place your hand on your weapon. You are speaking to a rogue trader, and my patience is running out. Success. You see the flash of terror in Cornelius's eyes as he stares at your hand on your weapon. He speaks quietly and confusedly, without raising his head. Forgive me, your lordship. I can't do it anymore. This lie has gone too far. I knew it. Gone too far. And I can no longer control it. The truth is that all of the logistical problems were caused by a single error in the numbers. My mistake. What? Urban looks genuinely shocked. It's the first one I spoke with. Genuinely shocked and enraged. When I discovered my mistake, it was almost impossible to restore the supply lines. Then I was approached by someone who said they were a friend. They did not give me their name, and I never saw their face. They promised to fix the problem, and I had to do what was pretend that the Versarians were responsible for the mistake. And as for the rest of the evidence, they promised to arrange it all. And Cornelius is suffocating with fear, unable to speak. Ruben curls his hand into fists, the knuckles turning white. What have you done? How could you? Your lordship! He suddenly turns to you, as if trying to shield his son. This is my fault. I trusted my son, and I failed you in doing so. I beg you, have mercy! Abla shakes his head. And you call my family's honor into question, Urban. Nevertheless, I harbor no desire to kick a man when he is down. Lord Captain, the confession you have obtained means the House Versarian can now be cleared of all charges. But we still do not know who was behind the forgeries, the riots, the plot, and the assassination attempt. Someone is committing their foul deeds and showing chaos right under your subjects' noses. To leave that stone unturned would be dangerous. What is this? This friend that approached you, Cornelius. How did two of you communicate? Urban, your son has found the courage to admit his mistakes. I will try to find some compassion in my heart. What is this friend that approached you, Cornelius? How did the two of you communicate? But my letter. I received the letter out of the blue one day. It was unsigned, but the person writing already knew about my erroneous calculations. They offered to help me cover up my misdeeds, and in return I would name the Orsarians as the ones who had sabotaged the supply lines. All I had to do was gather together some documents and reports that were listed in one of the letters and keep my mouth shut. I carry myself with one oath of honor. An oath dictates that one misdeed can be forgiven. Along, no one got grievously inconvenienced by it, by means of death, reputation, or something else. Urban, your son has found the courage to admit his mistake. I will try and find some compassion for him in my heart. Thank you, your lordship. The governor bows low, then gives his son a look full of bitterness and frustration. And as for you, and as for your position, I think you will be reassigned to the role requiring less responsibility. I would speak with the others. There's still something I want to understand why. Let's go start with these ones here. Where's Clementia? No, seriously, where is she? I can tell. Oh, she's a... Where is she? Gosh darn it. Ah, there you go. Okay, good. Me, my fat fingers. There you go. As you draw closer, the wardens step aside, bowing respectfully, allowing you to approach the Worsarian family. Clementia, tired and slightly disheveled, is the first to bow her head to you in defense. Several men and women behind her follow suit. Your lordship, the woman stammers as if lost for words. Accept my most humble apologies for failing to greet you properly, and my thanks for agreeing to speak to me before making your final decision. The charges brought by the governor are severe, but I can only assure you of this and swear on my own honor we are not guilty of the crimes that House Worsarian is being accused of. Why are you all the way over there? Clementia. A hint of sorrow creeps into Abelard's voice, belying his stern face. You are acting head of this family. You are supposed to take care of each and every family member. And now you are being accused of treason and collusion against a rogue trader. The entire family is facing death. How could you let this happen? Okay, let's see. Want to find out what's going on here and who the real mastermind behind all of this. Where should I start? If we're not guilty, who is? Stands here from farming, trading. Attackers, wife, factor, Are you truly guilty? Be honest. You will not tolerate lies. Because you know the truth. Clementia, if you know that a member of your family is guilty of the crimes you are being accused of. Abelard, it is your family too. You know, the woman's words burn with defiance. My apologies. I should not lose my composure. No member of House Warsarian is involved in a conspiracy against his lordship. Honor and loyalty are not something we take lightly, and we know whom we serve. The governor claims you forged documents in the administratum. The fleet is the primary remit of House Warsarian. It is our responsibility. Logistics and supply routes are another area of our responsibility. We have no direct influence on the inner workings of the Adeptus Administratum. The first large-scale deliveries were cancelled after quantities of food were miscalculated by clerks in the Administratum. Then we were faced with incorrect weather data and a meager fuel budget. It was clear that the cause of all these problems was the calculations performed in the Administratum, in one way or another, but no matter how many times we asked, we could not ever obtain any clarification on the matter. I found this letter on one of the bodies of the heretics who plan to attack. What can you tell me about it? While Clementia reads the letter, the Orsarians behind her read it over her shoulder. Your Lordship, let us be frank. It would be foolish of me to try and orchestrate something like this. Knowing how many wardens are patrolling your palace, I would not have let myself or anyone in my family get involved in such a scheme. The attackers were high-functioning servitors, ones that look closer to ordinary humans. Do you know anything about them? Servitors? Is that so? Clementia crosses her arms and furrows her brow, deep in thought. I've encountered servitors that were indistinguishable from normal augmented humans, but only once. You're accompanying several members of House Gaprak. Remember that name? If you're not guilty, who is? Who stands to gain from framing you? Anyone really? Clementia replies with a bitter laugh. The other houses consider us unworthy of our position, and many would jump at the chance to get rid of us and gain control over what once was our domain. The planet's fleet and logistics, at the very least. Lady Theodora chose to grant noble status to House Warsarian, but the other houses which have served the expense for millennia did not welcome the decision. It has led to some difficulties. I want to find out what's going on here and who the real mastermind behind all this is. Where should I start? I'm afraid I cannot be of much help. Talk to the representatives of the other houses. Eavesdrop on their retinues, and perhaps you will hear something unusual. Must take my leave then. Let's see. A throne.
Follow my lead.
And actually, eavesdrop. These are the sourbags. There's 3 of them? Gaius sourback. Let's go speak with them. Before bowing, Sourback scrutinizes you with a bitter, judgmental look. What? Your Lordship? Edka Sourback, looking like a younger copy of his father, stands at a slight distance, close to his mother. An expressive yet understated dress. Understated? Yeah, understated. Dress serves to hi- highlight the dazzling beauty of Macarius's wife, Regina Sauerbeck. What? Ah, the members of House Sauerbeck, led by Macarius, all hear the striking resemblance to one another, with their slender builds and stern looks. They bow to you almost in unison. Ah, the perfectionists. Do you really believe the Warsarians are guilty? Certainly. Sauerbeck replies without hesitation. Governor Driveston possesses proof of their guilt, and they have no means by which to refute it. Even if I were to entertain the idea of the Orsarians are being framed. I'm gonna change the word. How much longer would the house have lasted anyway, if it is so ill prepared for treachery? He addresses Abelard with a slightly mocking tone. My advice to House Orsarian would be not to appeal to the rogue trader for help, but instead to simply stop, accept their fate, and not make matters worse for themselves. I cannot remember Barnabas Rufus Knurby at the forefront of Vanlesius, seeking your advice on what Owl's Warsarian should do in this situation. Pay attention, Macarius. Focus on the rogue trader's questions. Who apart from the Warsarians could have a motive to conspire against me? How's Divestem wishing to expand their clouds? How's Gaprak, who lost their influence after the Kiavagama incident? Sauerbeck looks back at his family, then turns to you again. How's Sauerbeck, whose patriarch is too direct in his communication with the rogue trader? Anyone could have a reason to conspire against you, and equally, they could have none. It is not a question of motive, but of loyalty. Each of your subjects has sworn an oath of loyalty to you, so whose sincerity do you doubt? The assailants sent to the palace were rare, high-functioning servitors. Do you think that Gaprax could be behind the attack? Sarbex looks away briefly and replies to you with a curt laugh. Huh. I have always thought Toriana too weak to participate in such risky ventures, but it seems I was wrong about her. Good chat. Okay, let's see. Torian. Let's see what kind of rot is hiding within. The lords and ladies, sumptuously dressed in the colors of House Gaprak, are standing in a half circle around Toriana and their son Vincent. The bodies and faces of almost every member of this dynasty are covered in large ornate augmetics. Toriana Gaprak curtsies to you. Her mechanical voice sounds distant and indifferent. Oh, she speaks like robots. I suppose I can do something. Because she's a no, suppose she has a very high quality vox.
Greetings, your lordship. May the Omnissiah grant you understanding.
With a click, her visor ocular swirls to the seneschal.
Abelard, it must be difficult for you to be here under these circumstances, with your house standing accused of such grave crime.
My lady, Lady Torian, is yet to be found guilty of anything. My family is yet to be found guilty of anything. That verdict is for the rogue trader to reach. Okay. Do you think the accusations against the Ursarian family are true? I would not take such a responsibility upon myself to rule on their guilt. Your lordship, I do think. I do think Drivestorm's accusations are worthy of consideration, however. In your opinion, which nobles might have a reason to be party to such a conspiracy? She thinks for several moments before replying. Pardon my bluntness, your lordship, but I will answer truthfully. It could be anyone. Greed, fear, and ideals can drive even the most loyal subjects to do the unthinkable. Only snow and bodies. I have examined the bodies of the assailants that were killed today. All of them were high-functioning servitors. Such servitors are only employed by the families close to the Adeptus Mechanicus. Isn't that? It is impossible to read Toriana's emotions in her heavily augmented face, but her sudden turn towards her family betrays her confusion and surprise. Perplexed whispers bounce from one family member to another. Impossible. We came here ourselves, without any servitors. We know nothing about it. Your lordship, thank you for informing us of this. You are absolutely right. My house has indeed been endowed with high-functioning servitors, and a blessing for those who revere the Messiah. But today, none of our house members were accompanied by them. Well, I also found these notes on one of the bodies of one of the attackers. What are your thoughts on it? Toriana's mechanical fingers grip the paper. Officially, high-functioning servitors are employed by my house, and my house alone. If such units were to attack the rogue trader, suspicion would instantly fall upon the Gaprax. I assume this is what the Orsarians intended to happen, but they did not expect that the servitors would have this letter on them. Vincent, I wish to speak to you. Ready to serve, your lordship. How may I help? What do you make of the charges against the Ursarian family? Could they truly be guilty? I do not think so. I can doubt the validity of the accusations, but Vincent's voice trails off and he seems to retreat into himself for a moment. Before continuing, he takes a deep breath. I am also not sure that Ursarian had a reason to betray you, your lordship. I do not know of any instance where their loyalty to you and the Emperor was anything less than unwearing. I know you care for the starry Ursarian. Are you prepared to watch her die? Vincent's jaw augmetic screeches slightly. The young man scrutinizes his mother and other family members for a few moments. There is something you ought to know, your lordship. Today I notice one of my family members to be in an odd, uncharacteristic mood. Halen Gaprak is my paternal second cousin. Once removed, may the Emperor save his soul, usually reserved and self-possessed. Today he was frantic and anxious, fidgeting with a small piece of paper and seemingly looking for someone to no avail. When I last saw him, he was headed to the entrance hall, where the altars are. Perhaps you should talk to him. That will do, young man. I shall take my leave. The plot thickens. So do I. Alright, let's go on. Where is this funky man?
A new challenge for me?
You don't hear? Aha! There he is. A finely dressed man of middle years is kneeling in front of the altar, his palms folded in prayer close to his face. The implant-free parts of his skin are a sickly blue color. The nobleman does not react to your presence. He does not lift his head. He does not blink. He does not even breathe. Only when you draw closer do you realize that he is dead. Abelard looks at the man, his eyes grim. The colors of House Gaprak did not believe he decided to take his own life in such an extravagant way. As far as I know, there is a warden post here, but I do not see any wardens. The seneschal looks around. There is no one to ask about what happened here, or with whom this man spoke before he died. I'd like to ask Urban where the palace guard suddenly disappeared to. I'll examine the body. There are no visible wounds on the body, but near the edge of the gold-trimmed collar, you notice a tiny puncture in his blue skin, likely a wound caused by a thin needle. Try to determine the cause of death. Death came for him suddenly and ravaged his body, with cramping spasms that prevented him from falling to the ground. Some rare poisons have such side effects. The affected victim suffocates slowly without being able to move or call for help. Search for the pockets. Discover a secret pocket in the lining of the dead man's luxurious jacket. You find a folded piece of paper inside, hiding behind a handkerchief. Oh, handkerchief? Handkerchief? Heck, that is. Embroidered with the initial HG. And the letter says, make sure that the rogue trader is attacked by someone loyal. It should appear as if it was all staged to let the Orsarian family escape. This is the last assignment. Soon your debt will be paid off in full. Look around. You are almost certain that wardens are usually stationed nearby, but their post is empty. Where have they gone? This would be an excellent question to put to Governor Divestern. Step away from the corpse.
To the
Shenanigans are indeed afoot. I will have answers, or there will be hell to pay. You don't let me speak to him. Why? Okay, let me just double check. Okay. I discovered a dead body, a member of your house, right here in my palace. He died kneeling in prayer. Doriana covers her open mouth with her hand in surprise, and turning to her family, looks for someone among them. Helen. It can't be. Helen was it. I mean, all right. Helen is one Helen is one of the lower-ranking members of House Gaprak. Despite his advanced age, he never held high office, but he was forever striving to better his position. Again. Even beyond his abilities, many members of my house struggled to cope with the misfortune that befell Kiava Gama and our family. Some members could not reconcile themselves to our new position. Helen was one of them. What could have happened to him? Toriana's visor oculars are fixed on the floor, her fingers restlessly clenching in the fabric of her dress. Toriana, the time to keep silent is long gone. The future of the Von Valencia Strait dynasty and your house are both at stake now. We lost Kiavagama, a truly devastating blow to every member of House Garprak. I lost all hope for the future, and my kin lost their sense of purpose. We needed time to recover and chart a new course. New course for ourselves. We were and still are more than capable of doing that. But I will not deny it. The other houses have offered us their assistance, but their own self-serving ends. Perhaps Helen decided to take them up on one of their offers behind my back. The seneschal bows ever so slightly and speaks quietly so that only you can hear him. Our captain, the Gaprax. All, or perhaps only some, of them are definitely involved. But I suspect that they were not behind the plot against you. Helen Gaprak would be nothing more than a puppet in the hands of a deft. Sorry. Again. Yeah. Anyway. Puppet Master. We must expose whoever that he is if we are to prevent the pestilence of heresy from spreading any further. What do you suggest we do? Interrogate the heads of the Drivestem and Sourback's houses. One of them has been pulling the strings here. Once we uncover new evidence, announce that the guilty party will be publicly executed. Before you pronounce the verdict, I suggest focusing on each house. In your indictment speech, I shall observe them. I have known those people far longer than you have. I know all their gestures, habits, behavioral quirks. I am sure that I will be able to determine which of them was responsible for the riots based on their behavior. So, we'll speak with the others. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's the same. Ah, okay. So speaking to one speaks to all. I discovered a dead body in my palace. A man of Alsgarprak was killed while praying to the Emperor. He had this note on him. Do you know anything about it? Macarius looks at the note without taking it from your hands and replies without hesitation. No. I know nothing about this note. Lamention. I discovered the dead body of Helen Gaprak here. In this palace. He had this note on him. Do you know anything about it? The younger members of the Serene family crowd around to examine the note in Clemencia's hands, and all present are beset with worry and bewilderment. I am not sure if it is relevant, but perhaps you should know. Since the fall of Kavagama, House Gaprak has been faring poorly, to say the least. They have been looking for ways to enhance their influence and to improve their lot, including asking for help from the other noble houses. They have not approached us, of course. It is shameful to seek help from those you consider your inferior. You understand, but perhaps Divestorms or the Sarvex can tell you more about this matter. I'll take my leave.
None shall stand in my way.
I have words for you, Governor Urband. Did you see Helen Gaprak the day before you arrived? Helen? Helen? I did not see him myself, but perhaps. The governor turns around and asks his family, have any of you seen him today? The nobles talk quietly among themselves, and then a middle-aged woman with a tall, extravagant hairstyle replies to you. I think my sister and I saw him sitting on the bench some distance away from the palace's entrance. We think it was accompanied by a gentleman, but forgive us, your lordship, we could not make out his face. Lead me to that place. Of course, consider it done.
I won't tolerate weakness. Halt! I noticed something.
The Emperor favors me today.
Aha! They usually serve this wine, do they? Thanks for your assistance. Also, I found a dead body in my palace. A member of House Garprak was slain in front of an altar. Do you know anything about it? A member of House Garprak was killed in a palace? The governor's eyes bulged in surprise. And no one noticed? But how? There are wardens posted in every altar. There was no one near the deceased. The wardens had left their post. You ordered them to do so. Emperor forbid, your lordship. The governor helplessly throws his hands up in the air as if to slightly signify his powerlessness. Your negligence is stunning, Urban. Assassination attempt followed by mysterious death. And yet, here you are, obviously oblivious to everything. The rogue trader can justly accuse you of allowing a noble to be killed in the palace and of failing even to notice it. It may be so, but it is for the rogue trader to accuse me of negligence, not you. The governor addresses you once more. Your lordship, accept my deepest apologies of my imprudence. Nothing matters more to me than my honor. I shall send the servants to deal with all this immediately. Shall turn quickly. Now, Mr. Sarvak,
Victory awaits!
about the wine. Oh. The Sussus is indeed among us. Wine was there. Okay, let's summon the folks. Time for a verdict. The rot within shall be expunged. As I do say so myself. Summon everyone. I am ready to pronounce my verdict. Governor Divestorm tensely bows and replies without hesitation. Understood, your lordship. Allow me to prepare everything. Many faces are watching you, each and every one awaiting the rogue trader's verdict with bated breath. The charges brought by Governor Divestorm were fabricated. House Wersarian had nothing to do with the orchestration of the riots or the plot targeting the rogue trader. However, the real perpetrators are here in this very room. The seneschal nods to you as if urging you to continue, then shifts his precise, piercing gaze to the crowds before you. Okay, interesting. Urban Drivestem, you have exhibited inexcusable negligence by failing to question the possible involvement of any other family besides the Wersarians. We have discovered that the attempt on my life was orchestrated by a member of House Gaprak. Success. The governor closes his eyes, fear and shame getting the better of him. Some faces in the crowd look confused and surprised, but you see more wearing expressions of self-satisfied contempt, as per usual. Abelard looks from the governor to you, and subtly shakes his head, as if to say, no, it is not Divesons pulling the strings here. Last time you have accused us of setting a violation that were, in truth, the result of a grave error committed by your son. That was for later. Toriana Gaprak, a member of your family orchestrated an assassination attempt against me. Here, in my own palace. And though he has already been found dead, his act is reason enough to forever brand your house as traitors. Oh, wait, I'm actually gonna pound on them. I know that House Sarbeck offered their help to the Gaprak, and the late Helen Gaprak seemed to have accepted the offer. I suspect that you are responsible for his death as well. Sarbeck's furrow his brow and slightly cocks his head. He averts his gaze for the first time as if trying to remember or make sense of something. You notice some restless movements behind him. Abelard narrows his eyes and scrutinizes Macarius Sauerbeck and his retinue standing behind him. His sharp eyes light up and he catches sight of something important and hidden in the crowd. The seneschal looks at you and nods as it say, the puppeteer has given themselves away, pronounce the verdict. Is it going to change anything by continuing these things? In the conspiracy against the rogue trader, I find. The air in the room is frozen, with a tense, almost electrified silence. All the nobles, some with fear and others with reverent anticipation, await your verdict. You may take it from here. Oh, son, not guilty. The head of your family has never tried to hide his attitude toward me more than enough to convince you. One of the members considered attacking the House Sauerbeck, guilty. Seneschal, you may take it from here. Abla steps forward and stares intently at House Sauerbeck's patriarch. Macarius, I must admit I have always admired your bluntness. But, just as I once had to say goodbye to a promotion because of my dislike for intrigue, you and your family might soon say goodbye to your heads. Tell me, now in your blunt fashion, are you loyal to House von Valancius? Sauerbeck narrows his eyes grimacing. I am loyal, Wersarian. Abelard studies Sourbeck, then suddenly nods. You are not lying, but someone else is. Someone who is poised to destroy both you and your family for her own gain. Macari does not have time to respond. Regina, who is standing beside him, raises her arm as if to slap the elderly seneschal. Abelard deftly catches her wrist, stopping her hand right in front of his face. Her dainty hand is adorned with a massive augmatic ring, dropped with a thin spike, dripping with venom. Wasn't the knife she used. Parried. Sourbeck shifts his confused gaze from his wife to Abelard, then back again. The stiff arrogance has vanished from his posture. Regina, you? Mother! Upon realizing what has happened, Etka recoils from his mother. His? Wait, okay. Macarius, your bluntness makes you an open book. When I talked about helping the Gaprax, you had no idea what I was referring to. Your wife, on the other hand, her eyes started shifting like you. Would not believe. Regina Sourbeck, you alone betrayed the rogue trader, jeopardizing the prosperity of the Von Valencia's trade dynasty. And you alone are responsible for your unmasking. Regina, why would you do this? Like the spike on her ring, Regina's words are dripping with poison and rage. Because Draconis is serving an imposter! The true heir of the Protectorate bears a different name! When Conrad appeared on Draconis, he paid me a visit and opened my eyes to the truth of the situation. Theodora was killed by the one whom she had so unworthily taken under her wing. Macarius is too narrow-minded to even consider opposing the rogue trader, even an illegitimate one. So I had to wait for the right moment. And the disappearance of the Lord Captain could not have come at a better time. It was quite simple to trigger a chain of events on Draconis so that the people remembered Master Voigtstvir's past service. It seems that many of you subjects do not actually consider you a worthy successor. And why the Ursarians? Because when stripped of the Seneschal's protection, this house is the weakest one of all of Draconis. And they are also particularly disliked by the governor's family. It would have been easy to bury the Wersarians under accusation of heresy. Who hated you? There is no way you managed all this on your own. Oh, of course I didn't. I have too many helpers to list them all. But rest assured, there are plenty of them, just as there are plenty of people who follow Master Voigtstvir. My death will not change anything. The true rogue trader will come and take his rightful place. When the time is right, he's dead. Why did you kill Halen Gaprak? Halen was a good agent, but he was also a coward. He came to me before our formidable rogue trader arrived. He was ready to confess everything. I suggested that he plead for the Emperor's forgiveness first, and he did grant him mercy, did he not? Abelard, the sentence has yet to be carried out. Finish this. And in the words, Abelard, crush her balls. Abelard turns his gaze to you. Does the rogue trader condemn only the rotten apple, or the entire barrel? The rogue trader looks at every single member of the Sourbacks, then leaves a glance for everyone else. I will not exterminate an entire noble line that is loyal just because of one measly traitor. In that case, Regina Sourback shall be subjected to intense interrogation followed by execution. Traitor's Ring. Ring cost fire a single liquor fire shot. Can only be used once per combat as a DG weapon. Yippee! We found the rot within! Victory! By order of the rogue trader, Regina Sourback is sentenced to death for heresy and crimes against the Von Valencia Stray dynasty. Torture noises, torture noises, torture noises. Hey, Karma's a bitch. Hello, I'm Karma. How you do? When the nobles disperse, sated by the bloody performance, Abelard approaches you. He steps firm. Lord Captain, you have my thanks. A rogue trader should not waste time on the matters that his servants and trustees can resolve. But in this case, your intervention was necessary. Not just for the sake of my family, but for your trade dynasty as well. Regina Sourback, evidently Conrad's accomplices, continue to plot against you, your protectorate. I fear we have not heard the last of such scoundrels. Thanks to you, Lord Captain, Alzwersarin is saved, although it came too close to being wiped out as a result of scheming without, and imprudence within. Abelard pauses for a moment, standing off into the distance. Sometimes I think about how much I could teach them. I could ensure that they survive in the future without me. You and your family should be prepared for the next time stuff like this happens, Abelard. Abelard nods deep in thought. That is true. They need to be prepared for it. And I want to believe that they will be able to take care of themselves. I need time to reflect upon what happened and the role I played in it. I think I will be ready to resume this conversation later, when we are back on board of the ship. Abelard bows to you deferentially and turns away, lost in thought. And takes a while. There you go. A throne! A symbol! My shards. Argenti's not here. Ah, because she's outside. Yeah, makes sense. Actually, this is quite a good spot to finish. Yes. Come on. There you go. Alright everybody, that's all the time for today. Oh wait, the shotgun is equipped. Silly me. So, hope everybody, all of you GITs have enjoyed this here episode, or should I say stream of the Rogue GIT, with Barnabas Rufus Connor the Fourth, and me, the Yumi. Also Squeaky over there. Hello Squeaky. Do not bite me please. So, oh yeah, I forgot to say this at the beginning. If you like the intro and outro song, make sure to check Mega Shopper in his YouTube. He makes a lot of rock metal and is a proper goth rocker. Also make sure to check my good pal Borgats in his Twitch. I think it's MacPlays, the name. He does the Old Boys every Saturday, which I'm a part of, with a bunch of my friends. It's a fun old time, so you should join us and enjoy the orc shenanigans. Besides that, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah. Wait. Was it? Is it? Were it? Still. Thanks so much for coming and appreciating it. And if you enjoy this kind of content and wish to see more, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Twitch and the Twitter for notifications and funny bits. And also, I very much appreciate it. It's the greatest way you folks can help me in this journey. Now, remember, kids, crumb plots, kick grots, and above all else, keep on with the work!